All right, the first page that I have, I printed out a zip code report for COVID vaccinations. So this isn't things that we've done entirely. It's basically for anybody that lives in our zip in Stafford County and any zip code in Stafford County that has gotten a COVID vaccine, because it gets reported into WebIZ, it's the state reporting system. So we have 1,699 that have finished the initial series. So that's 2 doses of a 2-dose vaccine or 1 dose of a 1-dose vaccine. And we've had 697 people get booster doses. So that's at least 1 dose that's a booster, considered a booster of some sort. I feel like that's pretty decent for our county. I mean, it's a good portion of them that have gotten vaccinated. We're still working on doing booster shots. We do them on Tuesdays and Thursdays, just as walk-ins, so people can just walk in and get a booster shot of Moderna. We're not offering Johnson & Johnson as a vaccine anymore after FDA came out and said that mRNA is preferred. We have most people want a Pfizer or a Moderna, so we're just going to offer those ones. We've been scheduling initial doses still. We have people still calling and wanting to do that. Monday we did initial doses of Moderna, Pfizer, and pediatric Pfizer. So we still have people coming in and getting started with series. The second page that I gave you guys is the updated recommendations for isolation and quarantine from KDHE. They're going with the majority of what the CDC came out with. The only part of that that is different is they have not updated guidance for schools yet. So at this time, if there is a contact at a school or somebody that tests positive at school, they do a 10-day isolation, and I think the schools that are testing, they test for 7 days. The schools that are not, they do a 10-day quarantine still, because they're not grouped into the general population for the isolation and quarantine yet. We're waiting for guidance from KDHE for that. We are sending cases to the state to do the case investigations right now. So they're the ones that are calling people, talking to them, and giving them the guidance for the isolation and quarantine that they need to do, and they're providing the letters to people also.
Okay. So has that cut down you guys' calls and time you were spending doing that a lot?
It is significantly helping, yes.
Yeah.
So I can still see the records because I have to transfer them myself. So I share them with us. That way if somebody calls and they have questions, we can get in and look at their record. But KDHE is the main person doing the calls at this point. At the end of January, I believe, is what they're shooting for, is they're going to have the cases automatically route to KDHE. That way we don't have to route them ourselves. So whenever there's a positive, it will go straight to KDHE and they'll start doing the phone calls.
So that goes from the lab directly to...
Anytime that anybody gets a COVID test, negative or positive, it gets sent straight into the state reporting system. And right now, we get all the test results, negative and positive. Whenever it automatically routes the positives, we will just see negatives, unless I run a report to see the positives.
Is the state testing for what strain it is? Or do we know like how much Omicron we have versus...
We haven't had any Omicron so far,
Really?
But a lot of people are doing antigen tests that won't tell us that. I have started over the last 2 weeks, whenever people call us to schedule to test, I offer them the rapid test and the PCR and do them at the same time.
And the PCR will...
The PCR checks first for COVID and influenza, and we've had multiple cases of influenza A in Stafford County already, so, I mean, over 10. So, I mean, if they're symptomatic, it'll check for the influenza also. If they test positive and the sample meets the criteria, the state can sequence it. So that's part of why I'm offering both tests, because it doesn't really change anything, but it gives us a better picture of what's happening here.
Yeah.
So if they're able to sequence it and it comes back with a variant, we'll get a report. So I've got at least 6 tests that we're waiting to come back with a result for sequencing.
Yeah.
But it usually takes about a week before we get a result for the sequencing. And since KDHE is doing the case investigations, it makes it a little bit harder, well, not a little bit, but quite a bit harder for me to make a weekly report. So, of the case numbers and things like that, since I'm not the one talking to the people, knowing who's still active and who's recovered, I can't accurately make a update for every week. Plus, with the amount of home testing that's happening, I don't feel that my numbers are very accurate anymore anyway, because those people don't have to report that to us. They can just take the test and then do what they need to do with staying home. So I don't feel like my updates are super accurate like they were at the beginning. So I'm kind of phasing out of that. I'm going to put a couple of links on Facebook to places that people, if they're worried and want to know numbers and things like that, they can go to these 2 websites, and they are, I mean, along with the KDHE updating their website, I feel like they can get a pretty decent picture. Mayo Clinic has a COVID map, and you can click on specific counties and it'll give you information. So I'm going to upload that onto Facebook. And then there's a COVID tracking website also. It doesn't give county specific numbers, but it gives state numbers, kind of like the state website does. And the state website, you can click on specific counties too and get information that way too. So I'm going to put those on Facebook. I can share the links with Nita so they can get put on the county website also. That way people have that information. And those are continually updated, so they can go to those websites and get that information that they're looking for.
Okay.
Nope.
So what was the total vaccine out of the people who've been vaccinated?
For an initial series that's been finished, it's 1,699.
So on this chart here that you show, like this, I don't see that number on this chart.
So I added these up. So the yellow highlighted numbers are first doses.
Okay.
The green highlighted doses are second doses. So that's what I totaled up, was the second doses, the green numbers.
Okay.
And then the orange numbers that I have highlighted are booster doses. And that 1/3 line on the Johnson & Johnson, I have no idea what that is. So I just left that one off because that's not something that we would have administered, and I don't know why that's there.
Okay.
But the orange numbers is what I totaled up for the booster doses, and the green numbers are what I totaled up for initial doses being completed for a series.
Okay.
So the booster for J&J, they're saying 2 months.
2 months
So-
after receiving the first dose,
So are
and
they
it can be
given-
anything.
They can get either Pfizer or the Moderna.
Mhm.
And then
We've had a few that wanted to get Johnson & Johnson because they wanted the same thing that they got the first time, and we did that. A lot of them went with Moderna or Pfizer for their second dose.
so now they're saying Pfizer is 5 months on the booster and Moderna is 6.
And they've also come out with guidance on peds, if there's anybody that's like pretty significantly immunocompromised, they can get a third dose 28 days after their second dose. But I don't believe we've had anybody that falls in that category come in and get vaccinated here in Stafford County, so.
So I wonder why the KDHE didn't just adopt all the guidelines from the CDC with the schools?
I
Does it
don't
make it too
know.
easy?
I guess, because I have been in contact with the school nurses and told them as soon as I see something, I'll let them know, but it's just, I don't know why we can't just be the same across the board and make things easier, and that way
Yeah.
everybody is on the same page.
I mean, it looks to me like if the schools wanted to, they could use the study from or what the CDC said to
Well,
follow
the
that
schools
guideline.
that are testing can't.
Can't they have to do?
They have to follow what KDHE says, or they will have the grant funding pulled for the testing.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
So if you're not vaccinated,
If you're not vaccinated, you are supposed to do a 5 days at home and then 5 days masking.
is that if you're a close contact or if you've tested positive?
That's if you're a close contact. If you tested positive, the standard is 10 days, but if you have symptom resolution by day 5, you can mask for days 6 through 10 because the main reason why CDC changed the guidelines is because of Omicron.
Yeah.
We still have Delta here, and Delta is way more rough than Omicron so far. I mean, you get sick sooner and you get sick, way sicker than the first strain. Omicron, they're finding, is more transmissible, but it is not going to make you as sick. So I think that's part of the reason CDC changed the guidelines, and that's what KDHE has kind of told us.
Because they're expecting Omicron to pretty much take over at some point, right?
Yeah, which here in our region, from watching the webinars, Delta is still our main strain. But elsewhere in the United States, it has switched over.
Yeah, well, as soon as it gets here
Yeah,
and starts spreading, it'll be exponential.
yeah,
I mean, it'll be
It's-
one
it's
week you won't have
much
hardly any,
quicker
and then the
spread.
next, 2 weeks later, pretty much everybody will
yes.
have it.
And I mean, it's good that it doesn't make people as sick, but the other portion to that is if somebody goes in to get one of the IV infusions, it doesn't work as well for Omicron. So
So if you do get sick, like sick with it,
it's not gonna be a very good deal because they don't really have a great treatment for
but
it
the
at
IV
this point.
infusion for Delta is like in the
Yeah.
90 percentile.
Yeah, I mean, most
full recovery.
people are like 2 days and they feel way better
Yeah.
after they get the infusion if they've had Delta or the first strain, so.
One more question. So if you've got COVID and it's, 72 hours or whatever after you're symptom free. So then I knew one person that had COVID. They said they didn't have a fever anymore, but they just kind of had a little lingering cough and was a little bit hoarse. I mean, do you have to wait till you're totally 100% or is it just mainly when the fever goes away?
So a lot of people don't have a fever, so that's why we go based off of other symptoms. But if you have a fever, as long as you've been fever-free for that 72 hours, some people will have a lingering cough because it can be a bit more severe than just having a cold. So as long as it's improved,
Okay.
greatly improved.
You feel that like you're getting better?
Yes, as long as you have improved that, I mean, you can have a lingering cough if it's not something like whenever you take a deep breath still and you just go into a coughing fit. I would say you probably better stay home and make sure you're okay. But if you just have like a nagging cough that's just here and there, I would say you're probably okay because it's something that can linger. Whenever I talk to people, I went over that with them because it was the cough can linger, fatigue can linger, and the loss of taste and smell can linger because all of those things vary person to person, how long it takes for those to resolve.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Yep.
That's a payroll sheet down there.
Yes.
Does it have Mike on the top of it?
No, it just has Doris Tompkins. Speaking of payroll,
Let me see this. I think this is Mike's. Yeah, that's yours, I think.
I noticed in AP last week that we paid our fill-ins in the treasurer's office just $15 an hour. I don't think that that's right. I think they should be paid more. So I'd need to run some numbers to add $10 an hour for the two workers, Lisa and DG. DG's would be another $767 and Lisa would be another $470.
Do we need to bring that up to Mary and see if there's a reason why she dropped that?
That's up to you guys. We just took this out of, courthouse general has a salary line item.
I mean, you're not gonna get anybody come in for $15 an hour.
That's my deal, I just don't think.
Does
it's
she not realize that?
Well, I
I,
don't know what to, I think this, in my opinion, this needs to be done regardless of her reasoning. And then I wouldn't mind asking her why, but,
Yeah.
you know, we were in a bind and they came in and helped, and they're both seasoned, experienced individuals to help us. And I feel that, you know, paying them
Yeah.
more than fair, I think you should err on the side of more than fair than lower. So I guess I'll make a motion that we do these 2 vouchers for Lisa Milton and Don Keenan. Lisa's is $470 and Don Keenan's is $767.50.
Second that.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded, we change the
is it-
salaries of the temporary help.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Is there a place for us to sign those, Nina, or do
No.
we have to?
no.
Can you see if Mary can come in next week to work and talk?
And she was gone yesterday. I don't know if she's sick or what, but yeah,
No, I mean,
I'll see.
next
Okay.
Wednesday. We don't have time this meeting.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes
need to
of the
sign.
December
I'll
29th
just
meeting.
take it.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, we adopt the minutes of December 29th, all in favor say aye. Aye, motion
Just sign
carried.
that one.
I gave it back to you. Where do I sign it at?
Just, I don't know, just anything. It's not the right one, just sign it.
That's the new payroll.
Oh, is this for doors?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the payroll
need to sign
sheets. We missed getting that voucher in and we wanted to get her paid.
Yeah.
Carol,
Hopefully we keep
The
going.
tax roll corrections, they're just some oil corrections in a golf cart. Is okay with them?
Yeah.
yeah.
I make a motion that we approve the tax roll corrections.
Been
Second.
moved and seconded, we adopt tax roll corrections, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
Okay, Scott Lloyd has gone out on his own, with his consulting, business for the government entities. They're doing our ARPA funding. So,
Hold on. Scott.
Swindle, Jansen.
Swindle, Jansen, Hawk, and Lloyd. Remember the 2 guys were here?
Yeah.
Lloyd. It was the guy on the left, the banker guy from southeast Kansas.
Yes,
Yeah.
Scott has gone out on his own.
The other one that is sitting here.
That was John.
No,
That was John.
yeah, it's
The
Scott.
older guy.
Oh,
Scott's gone out on his own. Swindle is no longer gonna do consulting for government entities. So I have a consent form for you guys to approve going with Scott. I mean, so this way he can get all of our records from, he's still gonna work with Swindle some, but this is gonna be his own deal, because this is his passion, this is what he likes to do. So if you guys want to continue to go with them, I need a motion to allow the chairman to sign this consent form, and then I'll get that back to him, and we'll get the ball rolling back again on this ARPA funding.
Mhm.
And John did not go with him from the firm, a couple of the other girls did that I've worked with.
I'm wondering if that'll be more streamlined,
I'm thinking maybe it will.
less red tape, more streamlined. I'm wondering if that's why the change wasn't made.
I don't know the reason. I just know he's out on his own.
You
Yeah,
guys okay
I'm
with
good. Yeah, I'm.
I make a motion
Oops,
that we
sorry.
allow the chairman to enter into a consent agreement with Lloyd Group LLC.
Second.
been moved and seconded, we authorize the chairman to sign the agreement going in with a agreement with Lloyd LLC. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried.
So the total vaccinations for our county is 1,699.
Right at 1,700. How many people we got total? 40?
42, I think.
42 roughly. You wanna sign this too?
We're ready, Misty.
How long would you like, Misty?
15 minutes.
15
Okay,
minutes?
yeah, 15.
Okay. I make a motion that we go into executive session for 15 minutes to discuss attorney-client privilege with Misty, the county attorney, Nita, and the commissioners.
Second.
Did you include Rob?
Oh, Rob
Does
also.
Rob need to be in?
Yeah,
I believe so.
Okay.
thank
So
you,
you want Rob?
thank you.
Motion's been made that we go into executive session for 15 minutes for client attorney privileges. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Agreement for consulting services with Lloyd Group while we're here.
I thought we did that.
No, you entered
Oh,
to get the records sent over.
oh, okay.
We have an ag evaluation with Carl, but half of us are leaving at 9:25 because we have a funeral to go to. So that's a hard 9:25.
We have one announcement that I think we would like to make.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we,
Wait a minute,
okay.
please do that first. Do an
Oh.
motion, please.
I make a motion that we, what is this called?
It's just the,
Agreement?
Engagement letter.
Engagement letter. I make a motion that we sign the engagement letter with Lloyd Group LLC. Second.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. We enter an agreement with Lloyd LLC. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
So did the Swindle and Jensen, did they release us out of?
mhm.
Okay, because I was gonna say I was
'Cause
pretty.
they're out of the government bids altogether.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought we'd signed an agreement with them.
What's up?
Should we?
Yeah.
Okay. So we've had some changes in economic development. We thought that it would be good to tell the commissioners directly because it will be something that is, have a press release regarding and so forth, but I don't know if you want to talk or.
Yeah, so Carolyn has decided to reduce her role and time in economic development. So she is now a part-time strategic projects manager, and the board of directors has promoted me to executive director. So we just wanted to let you guys know about the
Congratulations.
changes. Thank you.
Congratulations.
And so we're still both here working on things, but she's not in the office as much. And I will be handling a lot more of the day-to-day stuff, so.
Cool.
But
So that'll maybe kind of, if I'm understanding that right, that'll free you up to work on like specific projects.
So yeah,
As
so
far
she'll
as grant.
continue with the port, she'll continue with our housing, and she'll continue with looking at grants, and then with other strategic projects like
Mhm.
that.
Okay, cool.
So I think there's going to be some big opportunities to apply for funding with the court in the next 60 days.
Yeah,
And so that's going to be a big focus immediately.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So, yeah.
Well, congrats.
yeah, congratulations.
So you're the new Eco Vivo now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The big cheese.
All good.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we can follow up
And
with.
then I know Nita had corresponded with me about resolutions. I just want to make sure that we've got clarity here. So the state of Kansas requires that the county pass a resolution each and every year for the rural opportunity zone. So even to make employers eligible to sponsor someone, the county has to pass a resolution. And they give you a template, and I put in the template, zero commitment from the county. So you're just authorizing the program to exist in Stafford County for those who want to sponsor an employee. You're not committing funds to it.
Okay.
And I just emailed you,
Let's see if I can get it.
because I think Rochelle had emailed us both directly with a template, and I just want to make sure that we're all clear on, we do have to, you've passed them before, yes, but you have to pass it each and every year according to their expectations, so.
Okay.
And then the resolution that we had drafted and brought here about, ARPA, with the
Yeah.
idea that,
I think Mike read that over and he okayed it from a legal standpoint.
Yeah,
I don't know that
I just don't wanna obligate ourselves to anything,
Yeah.
as long as it's just.
It's not obligating,
yeah.
it's trying to establish
So, I
that you
guess-
believe it. But here's the other thing, you know, at this point though, I've asked for a review from Kansas Department of Commerce, and I had a conversation with one of their attorneys this morning, and I expect a phone call back this afternoon. So I haven't gotten any kind of official kind of review from them at this point. At this point, we probably ought to hear what they have to say before we actually pass the resolution.
Okay.
So,
I can't get that one you just sent me to print, it'll have to be next week.
and that's
And that's
fine,
okay.
that's fine.
Okay,
Okay,
that'll work.
super.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Carl's not coming, he'll come next week.
He came over and that was it? Okay.
Well, he came over 15 minutes before his
I'm there to
appointment.
make him wait. I'm done.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Anything else?
I don't know that I have anything else. Done minutes, done tax roll.
Next week we'll reorganize, new chairman, new guys. I'll have all the resolutions for the banking, the newspaper. Do you want to change the mileage resolution? Right now, we're at 48. I think IRS is at 56-ish. We haven't changed ours for 10 years. I mean,
But that basically just pays for like going to meetings and stuff like that.
yeah, basically. I personally don't think it's a big deal, but
Some do.
I know.
We're at 48? We haven't went up for years. Would it make it easier to just go to 50 cents? For the math?
Nice round number.
It
Yeah.
doesn't, it
100 miles.
doesn't matter. I mean,
Yeah.
we could if you want to.
I don't care, whatever.
Okay,
Make it-
If there
salary.
was somebody complaining about it that drove their vehicle a lot, I mean, I could see.
Honestly, anymore, we don't go to a lot of meetings. Any of us?
I don't think it'll ever go back to going.
I
to a
don't
lot
think
of
so
meetings.
either. I think it's gonna
Are
be
you going
WebExes and,
Todd's gonna have to sign all the checks now, right?
I know. Yeah.
I told you how
So,
I'm worth reading.
Do you wanna look at salary increases for 2022? We budgeted for them.
We just did 3% last year, right?
We did a flat 50 a month.
Yeah, we didn't do the percentage.
We don't do percentages anymore because that skews the pay scale.
Yeah.
So we just did a flat across the board 50 a month, which works out to like 2-point-something%.
I think we should.
If you want me to
look
start
at it.
working on that, I will. If not, I'm not gonna waste my time, is
Well,
what I'm
with
telling you.
inflation going up so much, I would imagine we
Um,
probably should look at it, shouldn't we, if we budgeted it? I mean, we
We
budgeted
should.
for
if
it.
was budgeted.
We did go back and budget for it, because you guys asked me
Yeah.
to, so I did include that in the budgets. But I
Yes.
didn't know if you still wanted to go through.
I thought yeah.
Yeah, we budgeted for it, and now would be the time that we would implement it to spend what we budgeted for.
Right.
Okay, so they didn't get their 50.
They got
Last
50
year.
last year.
Last year.
Or,
You didn't give raises last year.
That's right.
So what we had budgeted for was to give the raise for this
For
year.
2022 budgets, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And typically, we do those starting the January payroll, so we work on them
yeah,
before we do payroll. But if you guys don't want to go that route, that's fine.
No, I think-
We won't,
yeah,
I think
we
we
won't
should.
work them up.
in the work environment that we have now.
Yeah.
I
would imagine
honestly
we-
think you should, to keep
Yeah.
our employees.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because we had been kind of doing that
Yes.
about every other year.
Typically, we've been going every other year.
And so this would be the
Yeah.
year that should happen.
I'll have the holiday schedule. I took out Juneteenth, because there are very few counties that are gonna recognize it. We kinda did a little poll thing, and I think only probably 10 or 12 out of the 105 are doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know about the December 23rd, how you feel about that, because Christmas is on Sunday, right? The 25th is
Yes.
Sunday. So we would automatically get the 26th. I didn't know how you would feel about giving employees the 23rd off as well.
can we make that decision in 6 months?
You could, it just helps with vacation time for Phillips
Yeah,
guys.
that's true.
I think if Christmas Eve falls on Fridays, then yes, but since it's on a Saturday, I would say the following Monday.
Just that, okay. That's
Yeah, that's
whatever.
fine.
That's a regular week.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have that
Yeah,
ready
26.
next week, and like I said, I probably won't have the pay scale ready by then, but we'll just have it done before we do pay,
Yeah,
the first payroll.
it's kind of it's kind of a challenge to have extra days off around Christmas.
Especially at
because
the
it's
end of the
tax
year.
time. It's tax time, it's end of the year, and you're a government building where people are trying to ram and cram, and they're already stressed that it's hard to do business around the
End
holidays.
of the year is, and it's tough on us to be gone.
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah.
need all
You
the
need
time
every
we
day you can get, yeah,
So, okay.
alrighty.
Okay, I think we've done all we can do, right?
Yep.
We'll adjourn.